Wepa! What's up,
Wepa!
kids? How's it going? Welcome to another episode of Legions Lounge, episode 92, where we talk about all things Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions, Figura Obscura, customs, and other mythical-related action figures and stuff. We are your hosts. My name is Trevor16Shooter on Instagram. With me, as always, Nate Strong at Corona4 and Bill Drewnowski from the Dorklair. Hi, guys. What's going on?
Hey.
How are you?
Just got back from the dentist. I had a filling replaced, so half my face.
I had a dentist today too.
Half my face is still numb right now. So if I smile, it's like this side is numb, and like it's like my eye is numb. My eye is numb right now.
Oh,
yeah, I can barely like sip.
Do you have to have a lot of Novocaine, like a lot of Novocaine to do this? Or
I don't have a lot of teeth issues, knock on wood.
Yeah.
So
yeah, me
this
neither.
Is probably
but like
the first time I've had Novocaine in maybe like 10, 15 years. So this was a lot of Novocaine. I didn't ask for a lot. She just gave me a lot, and it was more than enough. I didn't feel anything,
I gotta have a lot, man. They'll put in like, okay, that should be good, and then I'm like, no, I am still feeling that.
My wife is like that. She feels.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. I need that shit. I mean, I could take the pain, but like, who wants to sit there for an hour?
Yeah, why would you
feel that when I'm just getting another shot?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So before we get started, take a second, hit that like button. We got 47 people in here already. It helps us out. Lets me know that you're here, or we're here, or I don't know. It's a running joke. And after the show, let us know. We're going to be talking about our 5 must-have Mythic Legions. We'll discuss that in a minute. So leave us your 5. And this is a little, well, we'll get into it in a minute. We'll get into the whole subject in a minute. As always, super chats are appreciated. Guarantee your comment gets read. But we read a lot of comments here. Nate, who we got with us so far?
Reading comments
tonight. They're coming in.
They're coming up at the top
quickly.
Is Rob Zamora with a hey-o.
Hey, he was just on the Latin Legions the other day.
I have yet to catch that. I really got to do that. The Collecting Brothers, hey cuties, they say. JMax77, what's up? Kirby, Yar, and ahoy. What's up, Blake? Recon Rage, Brian Carr is with us.
What's up, Brian?
Wholesome Warlock, looks like he's got a little ditty.
Yeah, he does.
Maybe refrain. I'll refrain from singing that. What's up, Jordan?
Yeah.
Brother Tom, I am TJ Williams, Seth Griffith.
Brother Tom.
JD Gibson, David Smith, Kevin McCoy. What's up? Motu Guru.
What's up, Joe?
Kavini?
Yep.
1.
Kiveni 1.
Kiveni 1.
Sure.
Dave Orkin, Jeff Evans. Let's see. Cloud. What's up, Cloud?
What's up, Jeff?
Mike V, that's me. Josh Brown, Stacy Lynn, Brian Lynn, Carver Customs, Mr. Ryan Clark,
Lynn's.
Kevin Maboots.
You call him Mr. Ryan Clark.
Jeremy Govier, Saf, Edgardo, Joe Gonzalez, Sig Toy Arts. What's up, Sig? Eric LeBron, what's happening late night?
Wepa.
Rick Emmert, how's it going? Collectible Fun, Russian 61, Thomas Belay, No Chewing, Jade Russo, Caleb Brown, EGV. What's going on, man? Michael Carter, Roheen is with us from down under again, man. That's so cool. What time is it? Like 24 hours or 12-hour difference there, right? I think.
It's got to be 12 at least.
12,
right?
So it's 8 a.m. on a Tuesday.
Yep.
Rick Jones, cool. Mr. Ryan Clark.
It is noon.
Oh, wow. It's
Australia.
Okay. So he's on his lunch break joining us, maybe. Guoisekwe Chavaria, JMax77, St. James. He says midday here. Cool, man. That's awesome. And I'm going to jump back up to Mr. Kevin and Boots, $4.99 super chat. Skeletons are invading the land, so grab your favorite spirit, sit back and enjoy this last Legions Lounge before Necrononymous claims us all.
Did you see his comment earlier? He said his is going to be there tomorrow.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
nice. Wow.
He's got to be one of the first ones. Oh,
I-
look at that.
I got a notice that I'm getting
Yeah,
one, but I
that's
don't know if I
amazing.
got a notice that it's coming tomorrow. I got to look and get. Maybe I misread it. But yes, I thought this was appropriate by Everett. Where are my shipping notifications? Posts are coming, so brace yourselves. It is
Yep.
coming because Necronominus. Here it is, being unloaded from the truck.
Look at that. I knew those guys were
They must
speedy,
have-
but I had no idea they were that fast.
Right? Look at that. Look
They
at
must
that
have had a
work.
lot of caffeine today.
Right? They're all drinking Celsius, thanks to Big Greg. But yeah, that's interesting. Them passing the boxes back and forth like a chain like that. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, it's in, man. All ins are in anyway. I know
That's
there's,
awesome.
everything else is coming in soon, but if you got an all in,
Look at that.
there it is.
Oh my God.
It's one of these.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
baby. 14 pieces in the all in too, man.
That's insane. And
Oh, I can't wait.
the graveyard skellies are with.
Mhm.
Are they coming with? Right.
Right behind. I
Not
think.
the all ins, but yeah, they.
I think they're
should be
coming right
in
behind.
to-
Yeah, I don't know if they're coming in
Right.
on the same shipment as the rest of these, or if
Well,
they're
there's
coming
like
in behind,
four-
just behind those.
4 or 5 Necronominus shipments, so it could
Yep.
be on one of those.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could
That's
absolutely
nuts.
be.
That's awesome.
In other news, this weekend. No, that's not this. Well, yeah, this weekend in Japan.
Yep.
If you happen to be in Japan,
Oh yeah.
February 8th, Maharari Messi. I will be there in April for
Wow.
a celebration. And
That's
a
awesome.
toy. Finally, we got a toy. We've been trying to get a toy photography panel at Celebration
yeah.
for three years now. The 3 years that
Mhm.
they've run Celebration, and of course this year in Japan, they said yes.
Right. That's
So
awesome, though,
now
man.
I got to go to Japan, but
Do you have
whatever.
any
It's
idea if
cool.
they'll record it and then?
Probably somebody will recording it. Yeah. It's going to be the panelists. I think are me, Richie, Nose Rain,
Oh.
and Jax Navarro. So it's
Oh,
going to be
dude.
pretty nice.
Big hitters.
cool.
That's fucking great. That's so cool.
So
Is this
Yep.
the show that Chris is going to?
this is Chris. Chris will be at the table here. He'll have some
Wow.
D13 stuff and some Horsemen stuff through one of their retailers in Japan, so that they'll be shipping stuff over, and then I can't imagine that they're going to have any Necronominus, but who knows? I don't know. Probably not. But they'll have some good stuff there.
That's awesome.
MegaCon is happening this weekend as well.
Yep.
In Orlando. This is a hell of a show, man. I got to try this out next year. I got too much going on this year, but there are so many celebrities at this show. It's unreal, man. It's like the biggest one I've seen. Like it seems like more
Yeah,
than
4
even
days
San
long. That's-
Diego.
Yeah, that's
It reminds
yeah.
me of Rhode Island Comic Con.
Oh yeah.
Rhode Island Comic Con is like that. It's huge. It's actually they overcrowd it. It's just too many people, but it's huge. Tons of tons of celebrities. The only thing is the only toy company that I've ever seen there is Boss Fight because they're local.
Mm.
But it'd be cool if it was like this and
Yeah.
the Horsemen would go there or like some other toy companies would go there. But
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's Rhode Island is a huge one like this.
When's that usually take place, Bill?
It's like Legions Con weekend, so it's Four
Oh.
Horsemen would
Wow.
never really be able to go to it,
okay.
or like maybe the weekend after,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a couple of. I was talking to Dave Wonder on his channel the other day, and I'm like, you got to come to Legions Con, and it happens to be in a Comic Con that's up there, I think in Michigan or in thereabouts. I think it's in Michigan. That they run it Legions Con weekend, and he's like,
Oh,
I asked him if he could just move it a weekend. He's like, what? You kidding me? It's like I want to go to Legions Con. So. Dave's an artist. He's a comic book artist, so he goes.
is
and
he?
goes
Yeah,
to
I wonder
those
what
type of
show
stuff.
he's talking about.
Yeah,
I'll have to look
I
in
can't
there.
remember what the name of it is, but yeah, the Orange County Convention Center is big. I'm pretty sure that's where Celebration was when it was in Orlando. But it's big. If it is, it's a huge place. So this could be cool, man. I would love to go to this next year. In other news, retailers now, and I just picked Big Bad Toy Store, but there's plenty of them out there. Plenty of mom and pop places and little bit smaller, Big Bad Toy Store is great, but you can spread the love.
Mm-hmm.
They do have the book and the Silver Knight. Now the book is the same price as it was up for pre-sale, and Jeremy kind of, there was some consternation about this, as there always is. About, I should have waited. I could have gotten $4. But, I mean, there's going to be a lot of people selling this. Maybe people will do free shipping. Maybe some people, it's going to be a heavy thing to ship. So, yeah, it's great that they got $4 shipping on this. But it sold well, and they wanted to give the retailers a chance to sell it. And they thought that the price was fair for it. So it is what it is. And if you ordered any knights with it, it's $5 more on retailers. Retailers are selling the knights for $35 as
Great
opposed
price.
to $30.
This is
Still a
long
great
overdue.
price. Incredible price.
Yeah,
This
amazing.
is a long overdue price. Like that $45 was terrible. For builders.
And
So now
there's
these
also
are-
a sale. Yeah, so now there's a sale. So now Legion builders are going to be that $35 price. So they are on sale if you were looking to get some of these from Cosmic Legions, some of the Tusk characters, or some of these. This is a slept-on figure, man. I love this Skeleton Deluxe. It's really good.
Those are still
even this.
I think those 3 are still on the Horsemen
Horsemen?
site right
Yeah.
now. But again, if you want to
are they?
pile a
Okay.
loot something and then
Yes,
save
exactly.
a little
Yeah,
bit
right.
that
For
way.
your $4 shipping. Yeah, exactly.
And with the new head packs that are coming for Cosmic.
So if you did miss it, and you want to, the other thing is here you can also just pre-order it, and you don't pay until it comes in, which is nice. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like we're talking about a couple bucks here, like $3 or $4 or something that you might have saved if you just got the book.
Yep.
Wolf King Customs will have
Jordan
them as well.
Sand.
I don't know what
Yeah.
Len's deal is, but Len's always got good deals. So yeah, if I'm not saying go to
Sometimes.
Big Bad,
Right.
I'm saying check out some of your other retailers like Wolf King Customs and things like that.
Wolf King, I think, usually waits till close to release to put his stuff up, if I remember correctly. I know One Stop Toy Shop.
Is he not doing pre-orders then? No, okay.
I don't. I think he
Check him out.
waits.
Okay.
I know.
I know he
Stop
just
Toy
put
Shop.
Necronominus up, but he took pre-orders for Necronominus. I know that they're just up.
Oh, okay.
They're up for sale when they're in, but I can't imagine he's not going to put these up for sale.
I did want to mention. I did see that One Stop Toy Shop has free shipping. You do pay a deposit with them, but they have straight up free shipping. So
there you go.
That's a good option.
Yep. He doesn't have it up yet, but I got to imagine if Len's around, or if anybody knows if he'll have it for pre-sale, I got to imagine he's going to pre-sale it because he's got to know what to order. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
Yeah, One Stop is good too. Yep.
Yep.
I've actually been buying from One Stop since Mezco Spock came out. That was the first time I ordered from One Stop. My first Mezco was from them.
Wow.
There you go.
That's been a while.
That's a long ass time ago.
Yeah, it is. I can't
Yeah, it
even
is.
remember when that was.
It was like the first
Yeah, really.
112. It was like the second or third 112 figure.
Wow.
Did
Nice.
we,
Steve
Trying to think
Mank,
if I had something else.
I think his articulated empire. He's got. He's gonna have a bunch
Yep.
in too.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, Wolf King, Len often will do like a package deal. Like you order the figure, you get a head or a weapon or
Right.
both or
right.
chest plates or whatever he's got. You know.
Let me just for the hell of it, let me go to. I don't know why I got to talk to Jeremy about this thing. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I did the list of retailers, approved retailers. Oh, God, there we go. That's not it. I'm getting this. This is what happens to my. Unless I have this stretched out, I get the desktop. There we go. Approved retailers. Okay. So here you go. So in case you want to know, and you're looking for people near you, Australia, Canada, China, Germany, all the approved retailers. So check all these people out. Empire's there.
This reminds me of just mentioning and plugging your latest video, Bill. It was a great take on pricing and waiting, not waiting.
Yeah,
Retailers,
for
going to the shows, pre-ordering, all that stuff. It was a great revisit on the topic and really nicely done. Well thought
yeah,
out
if you want
about
to
it.
if you want to talk a little about that, because like that is like we're talking about retailers here, and it's basically that the premise of it was that the Ashes of Agbendor wave is basically sold out. I mean, I think it is all sold out, right, on Big Bad Toy Store. And the fact that they are, but they've said they're ordering less overhead, and some retailers are ordering a little less as well. So there is going to be a little bit of a going kind of back to kind of the old days of you better think about pre-ordering.
Yeah. So yeah, the premise of the video. By the way, I'm getting a little thing that's saying my connection is slow. If I'm choppy,
You look okay now.
Good. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyway, the premise. Excuse me. The premise is that like. Well, first of all, just off the bat, like, it's not like a panic situation. There's plenty of Ashes of Agbendor available from lots of different retailers. It's just that it's a sign. Like this from seeing Big Bad sell out of this is a sign of the way things are shifting. There was a time when during the pandemic and everybody was ordering and people were coming into collecting figures just who weren't even figure collectors, just like a ton. And there was a ton of over ordering even. And just a lot of people would order and then eventually cancel from retailers, and retailers would order a lot of extras because you couldn't keep them on shelves back then. So but like the thing is, like, all those orders are placed years ago, and now we're in a dialing back mode. Like, we're in an environment collecting wise where everybody's like, they're like topped off with figures, and it's like, like toy diet, like I am, right? Like, and people are just ordering less and less.
Yep.
So while this is going on, there's just going to be shorter production runs, and by the time that stuff ships, we might be back to a situation where there's a lot of collectors looking to get stuff, and it might be a little different, like economically and stuff. And so you're going to potentially have this shortage, and you want to just make sure that, like, if there's something you absolutely want, just pre-order. And I think this is good advice no matter when for Legions. Maybe it's not good advice for like Super 7 sometimes, or like Hasbro sometimes, but like no matter what with Legions, like if you really want to, just pre-order it. But I mean, even more so now. And then I always have a secondary level of like wanting a figure where it's like, all right, I need to just have a list of figures that I'm okay living without, and then I'll skip them on pre-order. I'll just skip them, and then if it turns out I end up wanting it, I'll try to get it when it comes out. And if it's just already too much on the aftermarket, then I'll pass. I just won't own it, and I'll be fine with that.
Yeah.
So and I talked a little bit about the pricing and like how the conventions are going to be the same pricing as the retail, and how people are complaining. And it's a lot of like I think it's a lot of the flippers who kind of get in front in line and like they grab the ones that they can flip.
Yeah.
But there are people that are complaining that you can't just go to the shows anymore and wait and have the good prices like that, like the discounted prices. And they're saying, no one's going to go to their table anymore. No one's going to buy figures at the shows anymore. No one's going to. But the reality is going to be that these are going to be sold out at retail a lot of times, and they're going to be like 60, 70, 80 on the aftermarket, and it'll be appealing that they're 50 at the show. Like, it's just going to be a mindset shift. It's just going to shift things, and
it's going to take a while to go through some of that. Go through some of that stock that they have, but they've been on the tables. You know what I mean? That we've all seen, and people did order a lot of, and they have some extras of. So it'll take a while to get through that. It's they're doing the Cosmic Head pack for that reason and stuff like that. So Yeah, I think it's going to be like a transition period of like, maybe over the course of this year that, your mind will definitely change about that stuff. And I think it's good. Listen, it was cool. I mean, it was great to be able to go to the show and get it for, basically a few dollars over what you could pre-order it for. And it still was more than the pre-order money, but it was less than retail. But I mean, I honestly, I was kind of surprised they not got away with it, but did it as long as they did, only because of the retailers. You know what I mean? Like that's your bread and butter. You want your retailers to be ordering a lot and selling a lot and stuff and getting it out there and keeping those. They want to keep those places alive too. Part of their MO is a good, healthy toy community. You know what I mean? They don't want to just be the be all end all like Hasbro does. I'm not bragging on Hasbro, but even a giant company wanting to take everything inside and kind of, you have to order through them, et cetera, et cetera. They don't want to do that. You know what I mean? They're going to have that. It's still going to be there. You're still going to get the best deal if you order up front. But they want to support their retailers and stuff. So it makes a lot of sense.
It's a balancing act.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is.
And it's in some ways it's kind of a fine line because you obviously want people to come to the shows. You've maybe promised the showrunners you're going to get bodies in the door, paying tickets, and people do buy tickets. They get in there. Sometimes they travel. Yeah. And, there's costs associated with all that, too. So I think there's exactly like I said, a balancing act.
And there's always going to be hot figures, whether it's an exclusive at this convention or they're going to drop some Ninian infantry at this one or, there's always going to be some.
Or something just dropped. There's a figure obscura that just came out just, a week before. And it's like I could pick it up now.
They did that
the day before.
Yeah.
They did that last
Shop
year.
of Curiosity,
at Curiosity,
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think they're trying to do a little bit more of that, too. Hey, what's up, man? Happy birthday. Nice.
Happy birthday.
Cheers.
Cheers. Happy birthday.
2 days off.
The next 2 days. Cold beer and tequila. That's how you do it.
Yeah. Hasbro Chihuahua 1. That's funny. I still think, you're getting it out to, they're doing more and more around the country. And just the fact that they're coming to a show and you can pick up, it may not be some people are walking out of there with boxes full of, figures or anything, but you could pick up one or two of the Armory Nights or something that you didn't get, when online or whatever. It's fun. It's fun to see them. It's fun to see what they have. Like you said,
and you're saving
Bill, they might pull out like Ninians that you can't get in online anymore or some skeletons out of the, the back room or something. But it's cool. I mean, now you're going to have Necronominus floating out there at a couple of these shows, and that'll be something that people, who didn't pre-order it's going to be hot, you know what I mean? Or wanting more of Terpiculi or something like that, or the Heads Pack or something like that. So, all right. Let me see what's going on here. I think that's about it for news, right? I mean, Jeremy said that the book did, because I know he said on his show last Wednesday, wasn't doing as well as they thought it was going to do, but I think it picked up
turned
towards
around
the end.
Last weekend. Yep. And he's, because I had speculated like, okay, I wonder if they did this $50 pricing to just really try to ensure that more and more people get this book in hand, right? Like one concern would be that like it was kind of under ordered, and then and then you get to the point where it ships, and then there's just not enough for people out there, and then people are pressuring them to do another print run, and they're hesitant to do another print run because the first run didn't sell well. And it's like,
right.
So I was kind of curious if
Plus
maybe
there's got to be. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, I was wondering if like maybe they really wanted to, they could cut into their profits a little bit by selling and just sell more, just to make sure like these just got out there, and it was just like, just to try to like have a healthy big run of a first book. Like it's their publishing, right? Like you want that to be a big success. But Jeremy replied and he said, oh no, it kind of blew up in the last few days and they sold a ton of them. It just happened to be a new kind of product, and they wanted to try out the same price.
Well,
it's
plus
like the Kickstarters, you know what I mean? Like it's that last minute push, and people like, okay, all right, I'm going to get it, or I'm going to get another one, or I'm going to get an extra one, extra two or whatever. Go ahead, Nate.
Or you just wait
I
till
was
that last weekend.
just gonna say, if they were to do another run of them, it's not like you can just say, okay, we'll just do another run, because you got to have X amount to get at the price that you're
That's
at.
the thing. Yeah.
So
I
the
don't
first
think
one
there's
was
going to be another
probably
run of
pretty
these,
big.
man. I don't think
would
there's
doubt
going to
it.
be another run.
I would.
I think this is it. I think they may order some extras to have at the shows, to have at Legions Con and stuff like that, maybe.
But like you said, they're and you just said too, they're big, heavy books, so they're not bringing a ton of shows because
They're not bringing a
last
tons
I heard back
around the
before.
country to shows, but Legions Con being in
Legions
their
Con, you can
backyard,
see.
they may have
Yeah.
some. But yeah, you're right. I mean, those are going to be heavier than figures, a box of those,
Oh, yes, they are.
So like, I don't think they're going to pay to have those shipped across the country or even, too far,
Right.
honestly. And by the time it comes out, it'll be a few months before Legions Con anyway. So there aren't going to be too many shows aside from maybe, New Jersey Toy Show or something. Oh, I don't know. I'm not looking at their schedule, but there probably is. There's IshCon and stuff like that. So, item form Bayesian. So I plan on pre-ordering book, and then those character packs got announced. That blew up my plans. Well,
Yeah. Well, now the retailers have it, so you can.
Yeah.
It's the same price. You can just go through them.
Yeah, we got the Cosmic Comics too coming out. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yep.
absolutely.
and the gaming, right? The RPG book.
Yep.
I did want to say, so yeah, with those heads packs, the character sets.
Yes. Yeah, we
That's
didn't really
the
talk
other
about
news.
those, did we? Yeah,
That's-
that's right. You're right. You're right. You are
Yeah,
right.
because those go up Friday. Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, I forgot. We did not talk about this. Okay, let me go
right.
into this.
Yeah, is that the
Oh.
8th? For some reason, that date jumps to mind.
I think it was the 7th. They go
Seventh,
up.
okay.
So yeah,
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So
I
we
just saw
got
it, yeah.
let's see, 1,
these
2,
are
3,
great.
4. We got 5 head packs for, well, they're not really Cosmic Legions. They're built on Cosmic Legions bodies, but you're turning the dragon, or you're turning Kragnar into
into a
kind of a dragonborn,
Mm-hmm.
which just removing some armor or swapping it out with the
I think Baradoc is going to be the
Noble
one to
Barch
swap-
would be cool, you know what I mean?
swap
To have
the
some
armor
stuff.
with.
Yeah, yeah. Because those forearm pieces come off him, so you can easily swap out some stuff.
Yeah, I love that look.
Barbarian
It's
stuff with him.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean the price too it's amazing. $10. Unless you're
$10
getting
for
a
2
package
heads.
deal with the figure, which
Yep.
is still a amazing value.
Yeah, what was the package deal with them? Depending on
Depended
which-
on the figure, yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Because
it would be $40 for a standard. So if you get Ziri,
Yep.
or if you get Ziri,
or
the
Ias.
Ias or
Or the other
Thygar,
one. Yeah. Oh,
they're
Thygar, yeah, yeah.
$40. It's it's a typically a $37 direct price, and
Yeah.
then
So this
you
is a
get the
deluxe
$10
figure.
and it would be 40. So it's a great deal, right?
It's a
You're
great
getting
deal,
$7 off.
Yep.
And
it's a great
big
idea to do
shout out
that.
to Eric Miller. He totally crushed it. Obviously,
That's
with,
the big thing right
paintwork.
there, man. So
Super happy for him.
Eric told me back at Legions Con, man. So I
did
was
he?
like super excited, and that was another thing I had to keep quiet about.
Nice.
But yeah, very excited for Eric. It's awesome. He knocked these out of the park.
So thrilled for him.
Yep.
And
And
look
like
here,
they
yeah,
said, he's
obviously-
been doing stuff for them already for other companies. So it's not just all Legion stuff that he's doing. So he's in it, man. It's cool. It's really
Yeah,
cool.
it's awesome.
And he's crushing it. Yeah, even I didn't even notice these little. I guess it does. Oh yeah, okay, that's the same. Yeah, it looks a little darker, but I could be wrong. I love these. I love the gray heads. Having more grays and stuff, I think it's going to be really. It's going to be really cool. It's very very tempting to army build those. Yeah, I love everything they've done with these things. I'm definitely getting a couple of each of these packs. I think I got enough backup body wise myself, but I'll definitely be getting some head packs for sure. So yeah, oh yeah, good call, Bill. Thank you. I forgot we hadn't talked about that. I felt like it was so long ago that we did.
And this is nice because, like everybody, we're all saving for the dragon, and this is it's not a whole cosmic wave. It's just a $50 all in. I mean, the only thing is if you need to get the extra bodies, it can get expensive.
Right.
But like you don't have to. You could just swap it out and mix and match and
Right.
You know, mess around with the figures you have.
Yeah,
$50. The deluxe combo sets includes the Block Commander, Mine Worker, Thygar for 50. The Dragoseer combo will include Kragnar for 68, and you can also get the full team, 5 head packs and 5 figures for 225. That's a great deal. If you don't have any of these, or if you want to like army build some,
deal.
or that's a really good deal. Yeah, if you've been holding back on getting a couple more, especially like I love the grays, and you know the Sphyxian guards. There's presumably multiples of those. So. Yeah, and I love the snake head in Cosmic. So cool.
Yeah, it looks awesome on Thygar. Both versions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. All right, cool. There we go. I think that's all the news now, right? I think we've got everything. Okay. All right, so we're going to move into our main theme here. We got 110 people in here, so hit that like button, please.
Yeah.
We're also trying to get, I've got like 2650 now in terms of subscribers. It's been a slow slog to 3,000, but I really want to get to 3K. I'm going to try and make a push for it in the next couple of months. If we can't get there, it's probably going to take a couple months. But doing some giveaways.
From experience, that first 1,000 feels like it comes quick. And then every milestone after that feels like
it's a slog
forever. It took me so long to get to 10.
And you put up a lot of videos. Like I haven't lately. I've been slack in doing my. Another thing I want to mention, just for anybody who's a fan of the channel, Toy Photography Bomb will be coming back. I've been so busy with stuff that I just haven't had time to think about it. And we're gonna go back a little bit, maybe not all the way back, but back to last year and talk about, I mean, it's all the same stuff. It's just great stuff. It doesn't matter when it came out, but we're going to try and catch up with it. Might have to skip a few months, but
awesome show. Love it.
And as well as the 1 6-pack, the three of us have had some trouble getting back together at the same time too. So it'll come back around. But I'm hoping also to do Fridays? Some Sundays. Yeah. I'm hoping also to do some unboxings and things like that once I get things cleared off the table. Like I've got that in-art Joker that I want to open up and take a look at. So hopefully there'll be more stuff like that. But yeah. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I know. I do believe it. I believe, Jordan. I believe.
We believe.
All right.
In you.
Yeah, let's talk about our main subject here. So again, kind of going off Bill's video that we talked about earlier, or we talked about the other video, but we'll talk a little bit about this. Bill did a video that was the 5 figures to start with if you're just starting out in Mythic Legions, and that's kind of what this is. I put it down as the must-haves, so like you could take it as you want. Like you could take it as like if you're only going to have 5, these are the 5 to have, or if you're starting out and you want to pick up 5 figures, which is kind of what I had in the back of my mind, doing this, Bill's premise. And I think the Saturday morning toy guys, Mark and Greg, did their lists too on Saturday, actually, of the same thing, like just the best ones to start out with.
And Curtis did one. He kind of riffed off of that and did like a live stream where they were popping and swapping some of their favorite ones and making recommendations for beginners.
There you go. We're also going to do a giveaway. I don't know of what yet. I'm going to take 2 seconds and run over and see what I got. Perhaps a Sphyxian Mine Worker. Yeah, let's give away a Sphyxian Mine Worker. That's what we're going to do.
Okay.
So somebody come up with a hashtag and we'll put that together. Let me get my StreamYard giveaway tool going. We don't have to do it right now, but we'll start it in a minute. Unless somebody's got a hashtag. Sphyxian, you know it? No, it's too long. Anyone?
That's a good
drill,
one.
baby drill, says Cloud.
Drill, baby drill. All right, I like it. Kind of.
Go with it. Joe Gonzalez would appreciate it.
Okay, here we go.
Free specs is pretty good too. Free
specs. That's good. I like that one. Well, we'll do a drill, baby drill on this one, and maybe we'll do 2. Who knows? Jordan, you're about to get kicked.
Trevor sold? Who sold Trevor?
Yeah, I don't know. Trevor sold. I'm not sure. At least it's not Van. Don't make me make me get the ginger way out, man. If you didn't see Purple Gang Gang, you don't know what that means. Go back and watch Purple Gang Gang.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. All right, Drill Baby Drill, hashtag Drill Baby Drill. We got that going. All right, let's start out with this. So, Bill, you've done 5 new ones based on this premise.
So this would, I guess you can call this my 6 through 10 or something, right?
Right. Yeah. And God knows, man, I'm going through these, and it was tricky to.
Very hard
to have a rationale as to why, you know what I mean? Like, this would be a good one, just like if you were just picking up 5 right off the bat, or if you can only have 5 or something like that. So, I'm kind of, again, thinking of it like your first 5, basically. So, if you have to start out, these are the must-haves. So,
and obviously, like people who, one of the things I said about in my video was like, I really want other people to do their lists, so that the people who see my list can see other lists and just see a lot of lists, because you can't just go off of one person's.
Right.
No.
Like, people have all different tastes. So it's just, it's good to see like who likes what and who somebody with similar taste of you. And
yeah, because I mean, it's almost worth, and maybe we do this down the line, going almost faction by faction, you know what I mean? Because there are going to be people who are just not into vampires, as I wasn't when I first got into it. But yeah. Oh, did you
pick one from every faction?
I did. Yeah, I picked my favorite from each faction. I did a video.
One. Yeah. But I could see doing 5 from a faction. Yeah.
You could just do a top 5 of what's in stock on the Horsemen site right now.
I did. I actually started doing that. I thought, well, I'm going to do something a little different, and I started doing that, and I'm like,
I did try to pick stuff that's not necessarily on the Horseman site, but is definitely most
gettable.
of mine.
Yeah,
are gettable.
That's a key to this. Like, you don't want to recommend something that's a $200 figure.
Yeah.
Or something that's a little outdated either, right? Like, you want to
actually think I have everything.
Best.
Yeah, everything is available on mine. Yeah. Through one, one place or another. Mm-hmm. Nate, why don't we start out with you?
Are we going 5 to 1? Or
I mean, I roughly numbered mine 5 to 1, but it's really, I don't really have an order for these, so I'll just go in the order that I have them. I will say, starting off right off the bat, and I don't know if you put this on your list. I don't know if I want to ruin this, but I didn't. I kind of purposely avoided some of the stuff that Bill, I think all of the stuff that you had on your list. But I will say that I do think the best. I have to completely agree with your number 1 on that video, if you don't mind me giving it away.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, is the Gorgo and Attila 2-pack.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like, was that on your list, Nate?
It wasn't. I purposely, not that I, had anything against that pick, because I thought it was a genius pick, because for every reason you explained, but I purposely stayed away from 2-packs.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. You stayed away from 2-pack. All right. Yeah. I mean, I put some deluxes in there and stuff, but I don't think I did a 2-pack. But that 2-pack, you can get that thing for like, people selling that for like $80 now on, anybody who bought a lot of them. Either they're trying to get rid of them,
like, should I buy some more of these?
Yeah, they bought. Well, if you want one, let me know. I bought a lot of them. I have sold some. I tell you, I sold one to somebody that I mentioned it on Dan Who's show, one of the regulars on that show, and I won't call him out, but like I think it was your video that prompted him, man. I have to say, it was like right after your video came out.
I
was like, hey,
I talked to a retailer today that was saying that they were selling out of Ashes of Agbendor now, and I think I think it's probably tied to my video and just like that other video.
Yep. Nice.
Let me just run down my top. My top 5. My list that was on my video.
Yep.
So 5 was Snag. 4 was Thrace Wraithhaler. 3 was the Skeleton Legion Builder 2. But I kind of said, don't try to get that one. Get like get Maxilius or the 4-pack if you want 4. Like I said, but like just that new skeleton body,
Yep.
And then Number 2 was a Rakagor, and then number 1 was that 2-pack. And I think that 2-pack is hands down the one thing that I would recommend. If somebody has no legions whatsoever and they want a taste of mythos in that world, and they just want like one singular, like that's the starter kit. That is the starter set.
That's a perfect term for it. Like if you were to do like our
main
top 5
characters.
list is one thing, but if you were to say if you could only make one purchase,
yeah,
that'll get a feel for it. That's the ideal pick.
It's 2 main characters. We got soft goods. We got multiple face swaps.
A good guy and a bad guy.
Lots of original
bad
sculpture.
guy. Beautiful armor.
Yeah,
like,
soft
it's great.
goods.
Yeah,
like
you got knights. You got an evil
legendary
dude.
weapons.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
Hank's got Kador, Romulus, Armory Knight, Arakagor, and Gorgo and Attila. There you go. Good list. Romulus is cool, man. For an older figure, Romulus
I love Rom. He's one of my favorite older figures for sure.
Cool. Yeah.
Every time I take a picture of him, people love it. Who aren't like Legions people, they just like, what is that figure?
Looks badass. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, Nate. Start with your number 5 if you want to go from 5 to 1.
I gotta think about it. So I'll explain my approach a little bit. I guess I went back to when I was getting into this line, and at the time it was more like kind of just fantasy characters. I was less. A really actually big draw to it was the fact that they weren't super established in any kind of lore, and I liked that. Of course, now that the more we have, the more I love that. But I did not necessarily take that into consideration, the characters and their backstories and what they mean to the whole overall story. I just went strictly with, if you're into D&D, if you're into fantasy figures, these are the ones that I would recommend getting.
Okay.
And I guess I'm going to start with, I'm going to start off, and I kind of broke them up to it a little bit. Good guy, bad guy. Obviously can't do that with 5. That's not an even numbers.
What letter does it start with?
V.
I'm just getting ready.
Okay.
Go ahead.
He's green. He's got a lot of parts.
I think I got
He's an orc.
I think I got
You got to have an orc. Vorthog.
Yep.
He's one of the best value. And you can still get them for, I was looking them up on eBay, $50 to $70 I've seen them for. So still pretty available. Comes with a ton of stuff. Just the overall great figure.
He's got some great pieces.
Great presence, great heads.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
so this is funny because Endless Fables just asked, when picking things, should I focus on the figure, the custom parts, or the story? And this is an example of all 3 in one. It's a named character. It's part of a storyline. It's got this is one of the most pop and swapped figures I have because of that torso. Like it goes so
people
well
love
with, like,
this torso, man. People love this torso.
And it in its own,
feet.
just in the package, it's got extra feet. It's got a lot of stuff. Like this is a really good example of all 3 of those.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I love this chainmail cod piece here. That's actually attached to the to the waist piece, but it's cool. Yeah, the fur and everything. Yeah, it's great. It's a great pick.
Cool.
What's up, Mike?
I like cool. That, Bill. It was funny what you said on yours, though. Was it number 5? Was the goblin you had?
Yeah, snag.
Yeah. You said, yeah. You said you got to pick something green. So
yeah, you got to have an orc or a goblin. Right?
I did go back and forth between those, but yeah, that's where I landed. So yep.
All right, Bill, you want to go next? Or you want me to go next?
Yeah, my next one. So I'm
starting at number 6.
Have been hesitant to include figures from the Necronominus wave, but they are now shipping out, so we can put those on. Like these are real and they're hitting now. So I have at number 5. I'm picking Necronominus. I think that it's got a couple things going for it. One, it's one of the Dark 4. It's one of the main guys, right? 2, it's the other new skeleton. So you have the Maxilius Skeleton Legion Builder 2 system, but this is the new skeleton torso that is going to work with other figures. This is going to pop. This torso is going to pop together with the regular pelvis piece and the regular skirt pieces, and it's gonna like this is gonna be like the more compatible of the two skeletons with other stuff. And then it's also just like a showcase of sculpture with tons and tons of sculpted pieces and just detail and crazy stuff. So and soft goods too. So it's kind of like hits on everything. So that's why I have it. I only have it at 5 because it's still a little bit of an unknown. Like is this gonna feel right in hand? Is this gonna are the wings gonna function right? Like it's just an unknown yet right now.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if I think the headdress is probably part of the head, right? I can't imagine that coming off.
It's probably all glued together. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it probably does come off, but there's probably like a groove in there for it, so you probably can't like use it. But because he's got like the kind of the gold in his eyes, it's kind of a different like skeleton head. So
another option that's going to give you that new compatible torso is Terpiculi. Also has that same structure at the torso.
Yep.
Awesome pick. Yeah, you get so much with it. The wings, soft goods.
Works. Yeah. I did initially, and now I can't find him. Hang on a second. I gotta go back to. I did initially want to pick Maxilius, and you did pick Maxilius, right? And you're
in my video
in your top 6, yeah. So I switched it up, and this is not out yet, but I still think this is cool, and I believe this is I'm not sure. Is this the same skeleton? Skeleton Raider.
Yep. So this will be that same new torso.
Yep.
With the compatibility.
Yeah. I just love this thing. I think it's like to me it's just like the skeleton Legion builders were great. Love them, love that figure. But you're just getting, a little bit more with this. I mean, I would agree with Maxilius, honestly. Just because you're going to get those soft goods and stuff, but I don't know. I just love the look of this, and you do get a lot of stuff with this.
Trevor, this one comes with that chainmail loincloth piece.
It does. Yes, it does. Yeah.
Look at all the hands you get too.
And this leather one is new.
That's new. Yeah, that's something different.
That's a new piece.
It's hot.
Which is cool.
Yes, hot, it's hot.
That is hot. I don't know. It's just very Conan to me. I love that helmet and everything. So it's just another skeleton, builder that I love. Honestly, I really wanted to go with Maxilius, but then I remembered that you had him on his list, so I kind of made a last minute decision. So there you go.
By the way, if anybody wants to read a great Conan comic story, the 2 most recent issues of the current run of Savage Sword of Conan were great. It was a 2-part. And they were like they took up like almost the whole book. It was Jason Aaron, and I can't think of the artist's name offhand. But it was beautiful. It was just so beautiful. It was awesome. It's just I think it's Savage Sword 5 and 6 of the current run of Savage Sword of Conan.
Didn't they just come out with the first 3 issues in a almost like
a collected version? Yeah.
Yeah, they just came out with that too. And then I think, and I like you said, I forget the artist too, but somebody just did a really cool piece that was going to be to help raise money for the
that was
California fires.
That was that Gerardo Zaffino?
Yeah,
that did that
I think it was. Yeah,
yeah. His Conan stuff is incredible.
Cool. Oh,
yeah.
He did just a line, and then I don't know if he did a color version or someone else took his black and white and did a color version too, that they're offering that too. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Nice.
Yep.
I've got a couple of other picks in here for some lists. I saw some. Oh, here we go. Jabon, Kronos, Balaam, Varg, and Azahazar.
Ooh, wow, that's an interesting list.
Yeah.
I like it.
Varg is cool. I like Varg.
Varg Dubon's awesome. Yeah, great pick.
For doing 5 must-haves, I'd go Valiant Knight, Skeleton Legion Builder 2, Barbarian Builder, the Orc Builder, and the Male Elf Builder. That could come into play later.
Good picks. Very good picks.
Okay, let's go back to you, Nate.
All right, so I started with a bad guy. I'm going to go to a good guy.
Oh, the blood armor. Yeah.
I didn't necessarily think about diving into the Necrononymous wave. I don't know why.
Okay.
I know they're here, but I just picked ones that I think you can like go order, get right now if you wanted them. And to be honest with you, I was going back and forth on this one. Like I said, before the show started, I was gonna play. I'm gonna be the male of the of our show tonight, but I went back and forth between Magnus, Valiant Knight, and I think I ended up on the Gunmetal Heroic Armory Knight that you can get right now off Store Horsemen. So I just wanted a knight in the mix. I think again that's a classic quintessential.
Is that the one with the
character.
Leather and the Gorgo helmet?
No, it's just all the armor, but it's the gunmetal armor.
Let me jump this up here. Maybe it's on here. It's got to be on here somewhere, right? It's this one.
No, that's the leather.
No?
It's the
That's
one
my
to the
favorite
left
right
of
there. I
it.
love
That is awesome.
That
But
one,
as far as a knight goes, it's
this one.
guy. Yeah,
yeah.
I just thought a classic knight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all armored
like
up,
color too.
classic good knight. And not to be honest with you, this is my least favorite helmet. But yes, he does. Yeah.
And Bill's favorite helmet.
Is it your favorite?
That's not my favorite helmet.
Oh, it's my least
favorite helmet.
Yeah.
I think it's too big. I think I agree. It's a little large.
Yeah, but with all the pop and swap helmets you can get, I just think that's a great looking,
nice
classic knight build.
That's good.
Obviously I would I love Magnus for Magnus's sake. The fact that you can get an unhelmeted head with it and a helmet. Valiant is phenomenal, but a little bit more expensive, a little bit harder to get your hands on. So I just went with something that's a little more easily accessible.
Yeah, you can go on right now and buy it.
Yep.
I almost put the red one with the leathers on there. That's my favorite. That one and that black one with the leathers those two are my favorite on there right now. I just really love those Valiant Knight shoulder pauldrons. I think those are just awesome.
I agree. Yep. Arthur, Juno, Gorgo. Oh yeah,
Dylan.
I was like, wait a minute.
All right,
who's Dylan? Okay.
All right, Bill. What do you got for? I guess this would be your number 9. So.
So mine is from the special releases, and that is Gaspar the Unamused, and it's also currently available right now. And I picked this one for a couple reasons. One, it's got some new body parts, right? Like
Gaspar's awesome.
The upper body, like that's the new barbarian body. It's got amazing cloth goods. Like the cloth goods on this thing are some of the best in the whole line.
Yeah.
And it's just it just brings a nice mix in if you're gonna like have again classic fantasy D&D type characters, like bring a monk into your collection. That I just think it works really well to bring variety.
Yeah.
So this is.
It's great. I literally, when going through today, was obviously looking all over the site and everything. I kept going back to the store. I literally was hovering over ordering another one of these today, and you may have just pushed me into doing that.
Yeah, I got a couple of the single releases too, just for some pop and swaps and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's great to have the. It's great to have these. I mean, you can only get this on the 2-pack, obviously, but it's a great option. There's a lot of good stuff, man. Yeah, these soft goods are very, very good.
I just used that. I don't even know what would you call it. It's not like a cloak or a cape but
toga.
It just worked.
It's kind of a toga. Yeah.
It just works so good as a.
Oh, look at that
bigger cape on a dwarf size.
Wow, that looks good, man.
Figure.
Nice. I like that.
It's kind of.
Yeah, and honestly, when I was taking the pictures for Gowrich, I guess this is his lower wrap. I mean, those things can work as capes. You know what I mean? Like you put that around the neck, and it's a cape. Sticks up a little bit on the shoulder areas, but maybe it's kind of an 80s cape.
Yeah.
All right.
Good pick, though.
It's got some shoulder pads. My next pick it's kind of a tie, but it's kind of like a pick your poison, I guess. Sir Enoch was my first thought, but then Sir Gideon, if you want a gold knight, I believe they're both the same price, right? They're both $50.
Yes. Yep, standard.
And you got either Sir Enoch, which is you want a knight, you want the you want a
Templar.
the Templar body, but even underneath that, if you take the the clothing off of it, I think it's well, is it
Basically
still
the Valiant?
painted underneath it, or is it the
It's
Valiant
painted
Knight
white.
underneath
It's
it?
like
It
it's
is
like a
painted
white
white,
painted
yeah.
chest, but it doesn't.
Yep.
I don't think it has a cross on it.
Doesn't
It's
have a
like-
cross on it, no.
Yeah, it's just like painted white
Yep.
with some red accents.
Yeah, but my God, I mean, look at the stuff you get with this thing, man. It's crazy. You get the
It's
hands, you
loaded.
get they get the helmet with different, accessories for the helmet. The shield's amazing. The swords, I think the face is fantastic. You can use different face plates with that, I believe. But the cloak, I mean, the cloak.
Yeah,
This is
soft goods.
this is a full on, decorated knight here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can strip it down as much as you want to make it whatever you want to do with it. But I think it's a fantastic value for $50.
Oh, if
And
you
this-
went to try and buy those soft goods like off a Max Bird type place,
Oh, yeah.
$50.
Yeah. Alone. But I mean, maybe you're into the, the gold aspect. You're not into Templars. You don't want to go down that road. I think Gideon's just as cool, and he can be just a knight. You don't have to use the face part of him if you don't want to. You can flip that up, flip it down, and he's got some great stuff with him too, man. He's an amazing figure.
How do you beat the mustache?
Not as many hands. I mean, you don't get quite as many as you get, but you get a lot more, decorative stuff if you want a little bit more of it. But my main pick is Sir Enoch. I think it's just a great value for $50.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
really
it
good.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
awesome.
Yeah, I was flipping through the
And knights.
I was flipping through the
Yeah, some nice.
the 2023 catalog, and that just just lingered on that, and I actually posted it. It's just such a good value, incredible value.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say? Noir. Alberta. Well, Torgen. I mean, I love Torgen, man. Don't get me wrong. I was trying to keep it. It doesn't necessarily have to be things that you can necessarily get, but we did kind of couch it that way, only because it's kind of a starter pack for people who haven't been into it for a while. So Torgen,
And Torgen's great, but even if he's available right now, he wouldn't be on my top 10.
yeah, I love Torgen, but yeah, there's been better figures since then. He
Yeah,
does.
Curtis
He
would love
does. He does. Okay, back to you, Nate.
All right. I'm going to go back to a bad guy.
Okay. Oops.
And I'm in the Skelly realm.
Okay.
Had I thought about diving into
Necronominus.
to Necro, I absolutely would have went with Maxilius.
Mm-hmm.
And my
I think
second up-
Maxilius is the best Skelly value, honestly.
Yeah, totally. And as much as I love the Skeleton 2, I think he's a little tougher to get for a decent price right now.
Mhm.
So believe it or not, I think this is a phenomenal figure. It's still on Store Horseman. It's like $37. Is Waltor the Mad?
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
is
that
a
was close to
great,
making my list.
great skeleton.
Somebody
If for no
someone
other
said
reason,
that
though,
today, I
it
think.
was probably the most popular one that people were recommending in the comments of my video. Everybody
That's
loves
what I was
this
going to say. I saw
figure.
that in your
Oh, good.
comments today too. Yeah, when I was looking through it. Yeah.
He's loaded. I love
is
the
loaded.
helmet.
Yep.
It's just a great
A little more of an
classic.
armored Skelly, but it's an
Yeah.
armored Skelly still. It's still
Yeah.
a Skelly, right? I mean,
Yep. He's got
still looks
weapons.
good.
He's got armor. He's got. I mean that.
Mhm.
Yep. Fur cloak. Yeah.
Yep.
So
It might be
loaded
the
with stuff.
best of
$37.
the old skeletons. The old
Yeah.
1.0s. This
Mhm.
might be the most full. The only thing I'm not a huge fan of is the brute scale loincloth piece on the 1.0. It's big. That's the loincloth from the centaur, right?
Oh,
From
in the middle here. Oh, on
yeah,
his
that-
the loincloth piece. Yeah,
It's a bit big.
it is a little big.
Yeah.
It is a little
Yeah.
big.
Well,
I mean, it works when he's
Walter's
standing there, but when
packing,
you're moving him
probably.
around, it's like a
Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
But
I suppose.
the figure comes together nicely when you got it all set
Yes.
up and everything's
Yeah.
in place.
Yeah.
And
It's not a prototype. This looks. Should retake these pictures. Good pick. Yeah, like it. I like it. That's a good Skelly. I thought about that today too. Yep. Plus, you get the Cabal banner, which was cool to have.
hmm and a gourd.
And a gourd. Everybody needs a gourd. All right, Bill. What do you got?
all right, so mine is
There you go. Mhm.
in the Poxus wave.
Okay.
It is a blue character.
Okay.
and it is Calazir.
Oh, Calazir.
Nice.
Okay.
Calazir.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason this didn't make my original list, it didn't make my original top 5, was because I was really focused on like getting people like newcomers, right? And so this figure is amazing, but it's pretty finicky. Like it's there's a lot of like to deal with this figure in terms of it's got some loose hips, it's got some finicky things, but this is like if ever like people talk about Maxilius could be like a Figura Obscura Grim Reaper. If there's any figure that I think is Figura Obscura level, it's this one. Like this figure is amazing, and it just like it's such a cool character type in being that like you may not really like expect, but it makes so much sense. It's like especially for me, a Magic the Gathering player, like Jinn are a pretty like common creature type in Magic. So yeah, very cool. And like I'm talking about from the very beginning days of Magic.
Yeah. Plus, I think
for
to
sure.
your point about Necrononymous, the appreciation of their artistic abilities from the studio and their sculpting abilities, like it's all over this figure, from this insane sword to his head, the soft goods you get, incredible.
I love that sword.
Sorry, I'm just doing something here.
While you're looking, we got a super chat from Rob with his top 5 for $4.99. Number 1, Sir Gerard.
Thanks,
Good pick. 2, Mr. Gerard. 3, Dr. Gerard. 4, Vorgus Vermilius, version 1. And number 5, Senor Gerardo. Sir Gerard, but in Spanish. I don't know if I did that right.
At first, I thought that was a Roman numeral 6. I was like, Vorgus 6? I wonder what that looks like.
Yeah. Honorable mention, Monsieur Gerard.
Very nice.
I think Rob likes Sir Gerard. Thanks, Rob. Good picks.
Cool. Yeah, this is great. I came this close to, so I just recently reshot this because, these are prototypes and you really couldn't move them and I couldn't get them in a real good dynamic pose. So, this is the best I could do, really, which is kind of lame. So he's all reshot for the book. I appreciate him a lot more now.
Yeah. If you had to throw out a percentage of things you reshot just because you weren't happy with the poses and stuff, what do you think it is?
I'm ending up reshooting a lot of boxes. Reshooting stuff that I've already done is pretty low. I am going back and editing some of them. Like Alithia. Actually, Alithia. No, I reshot a lot of Alithia. Actually, almost all of Alithia. I think.
Dang.
Yeah, because again, like they were glued together. We couldn't put them in a dynamic pose, and that's one of the things in the book is like the alternate heads or weapons in a dynamic pose, which is what they're supposed to be. So, yeah, I had to go back and shoot them anyway. So I just shot them from scratch. Yeah. So
I know I actually like. Had a couple in a video recently, but like I hope Jeremy holds most of them back, right? Like I hope he doesn't go in, like obviously like at some point he's going to want to start updating these and when he has free time.
I think he'll do it after the book comes out.
Yeah, hopefully he waits because I think it'll be fun. Like that'll be part of the experience of going through the book and like
I agree. That's a great point, Bill. Yeah.
Yep. I'll tell you what, I wasn't going to pick Calazir, but I really came close to picking Gehennim for the same reason, and because of the smoke piece. I just think this is going to be so much fun to play with.
I think they'll dial in the brute scale a little bit too.
I think so too.
Yeah,
a little tighter, and I can't. Oh man,
I mean that head is going to hurt like hell to put on and take off and move, but whatever. It's cool. So good pick. I like that. Yeah, he's a good brute scale figure too. We got Rob's super chat. All right, who are we back to? Me? Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right, let me find mine here and then I can bring it up. Okay. Kai Pacha.
Oh, yeah.
Now this is not a figure that I'm like, I know a lot of people were very excited about Kai Pacha. And I was like, he's cool. I like him. But in looking at him and his makeup, there's a lot of great parts here. These leather parts are really popular. He's got the cloth arms and legs. This is something that if you do have one of those, either the brown, there's like 3 or 4 of the Armory Knights, if you pick those up, that are going to swap out really well with some of these parts that you could use. Now, we're going into this with the premise that you have nothing, but you could pick those up later on. But even on his own, it comes with 3 heads, man. Like, you got 3 ways to display this thing. Yeah. He's got the hands arrays that we're used to, a lot of belts and a lot of weapons and stuff. Just the keys are cool. I just think it's a cool look. I like the black goes with a lot of different things. For pop and swapping, the brown and the black are going to go with a lot of things. I don't necessarily know if they're going to go with a lot of things on the rest of my list, so I didn't think about it in terms of like, pick up these 2 things, except for one. I do have one that's like that on the list. But I just think he's the soft good cape is beautiful. Again, lots of pieces you could take off of him and pop on and use for something else. You got the basis for another figure coming up.
To me, he's kind of like the Fisher Rice of upcoming Legions.
I think he might be, man. I think once people get this guy in hand and start photographing him and playing around with it, I think he could definitely... Those boots, I love those boots, man. Those classic,
so cool
pirate boots, man. Like every comic book superhero in the 70s and 80s had those on, man. It was the best.
And those are going to be, so like when this figure comes out, I think this may be the first one with those, like, because those, like,
I think you're right.
Jacob Marley has that construction, but they don't have the rotation above the boot. It's below the boot. So does the Zolocon have? Oh yeah, that probably does. Yeah, that'll probably be the first one. But like
out in hand,
These boots, they're gonna have the rotation above, and so there's gonna be a lot of those future figures that you're gonna be able to like to mix and match them with, especially the right Reign of the Beasts wave. There's gonna be a lot of that going on with these boots.
It's a nice to have. I mean, honestly, with anatomy the way it is, I guess the boot could kind of swirl around the ankle, I suppose. But you really want to keep everything kind of in line. But whatever. It's fine. It's cool. It's cool that you can take it off, pop it from that spot, and rotate it. So it's nice. It's great. The more I look at this, again, it wasn't my least favorite in this wave, but I was kind of like, all right, it's cool. I just thought it was like, the cat head is making everybody go nuts, and it's beautifully painted. I mean, it's gorgeous, but the more I look at it, and the more I look at the Armory Knights that I got that are in this color scheme, I'm like, there's a lot. There's a lot. Good stuff.
I ordered quite a few of these guys.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right, back to you, Nate. This is number 2, I think.
2. And
if we're going in order.
Again, I went back and forth.
Let me just respond to Brick. Something was wondering about Drill. Baby Drill came in late. This is not anything to do with Planet Earth. This has to do with Slog. Slog is out there screaming like a sloppy bastard, just screaming about Drill Baby Drill.
We got Slog giving away a Specs. So a minor
disgusting
and he's got a drill.
Slog wants to just keep on drilling. He's fat and disgusting.
We almost went with what, Svex Ed or something like that, or I can't remember what it was.
Free Svex.
That Free Svex would have been excellent.
Somebody said I'm too Svexy.
Yeah. Free Svex really is on the nose, but whatever. We're good. It's fine. Don't worry about Brick. We're everything's cool. All right, Nate.
So just put that hashtag in by itself, Brick. I went back and forth between my first and second pick here, but my number 2 pick was my favorite figure from last year's releases, and this was on Bill's list. I just couldn't help myself but to put him on mine. It's Arachagor.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is everybody's.
I've already gushed over him.
Yeah, many people love. I've come to appreciate this more. I'll let you talk about it. I've come to appreciate this figure more again, having gotten it in hand and really had to go back and reshoot this as well. Go ahead. It's cool.
Again, fantasy. I mean, he ticks so many of the boxes there. The paint scheme on him, articulated jaw. He looks
Little
amazing
flame
on your
is great.
shelf.
Yep.
Yeah, everything about him's phenomenal. I'd have him. I love the like you said, Bill, too, getting an ogre scale in there. Yeah, just he's a must-have.
Again, like everything, like all these figures, I can really get some good. I mean, and any, you can too. I mean, anybody who's like taking the time with them and stuff, you can get some great movement on them. I would like a little more flexibility with the ogre scale figures, but
yeah,
that upper
someday.
torso does some work.
It actually does. Yeah,
it
actually
head
does.
And the double ball, I guess
the double ball
like
is huge.
and the head.
Yeah.
This figure is more posable than I think. It's just a little stiff, and a lot of people aren't getting the range that it can do. And you got to really heat it up and mess with it, because I've gotten some really cool poses out of this guy.
You can. You really can. The shoulder pauldrons. I think I still have my shoulder pauldrons on. I don't know. I had them on underneath that cloak because I got the cloak from C. Jessam, which is I think I love the cloak on this guy.
So cool.
But as he is, it is great. Beautiful colors.
Yeah, so cool. I love the look of just his closed mouth or the open expressive.
Yep.
It really changes him up. It's just so cool.
This worked out. Like a lot of times, like, Eric will say that, he doesn't want to do it because the mouth it just opens so slight that it actually really works well. And it doesn't look like, like he needs to have a different type of open jaw here because it goes so far back. It's really cool.
And again, talk about appreciating sculpture. I mean, the scales are phenomenal.
Yeah. The double ball joints, man, and the necks. I need a pack of those, honestly. I just seriously, I want them in gray that I could just paint them up for anything I need, because I need those on every figure. Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
All right. Good pick. Bill?
Number 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So here's where I'm bringing in the tactics. Female elf builder set. Honestly, I could probably slot any one of those in, but I just think that female elf builder set is amazing.
It is amazing.
I think just having an elf is so iconic, and this is probably right now the best elf that you can go out and buy. Maybe who else is an elf? Zylernian Guard maybe would kind of rival this, but but this is just one of those builders.
It's on my short list.
You got to have a builder set, it's awesome. It's a great set.
Yep.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. Even if you aren't into the game, that was a huge bonus coming out of that whole endeavor. Was all the figures we got out of it.
And like the 2-pack, these are still readily available. They're on stores for $75. They're
my number 2, I did go with a mount, because I know you talked a little bit about this on your show. But I mean, I think if you're just getting into this and the reason I got into it was knights, but like you said, you may be getting into it because you love skeletons or you love vampires. So I'm kind of going on a fantasy baseline. You know what I mean? Like you're just into if you picked up any of the other things like Kai Pacha or one of the knights that I said, then you're going to want a mount. And I think you can't go wrong with a mount with all this tack on it. For what is he? Is he 70? $80. $80. He's $5 more than like Boreas, who I thought about. But you get the flag, you get the armor on the head here that you can just use by itself. You can use the tack. You don't have to use the tack. You can use the separate cloth piece underneath the saddle. I had to just reshoot this actually, and it's great, man. It looks really, really because awesome. we didn't have any good studio shots of this. But yeah, I think Deacon's this is Deacon. I think Deacon looks great. I love this.
Yeah. And if you are looking for a basic horse, Boreas is on Store Horsemen right now for $55, and that's a great.
Oh, really? That's true. Yeah. Boreas was my first pick, and then I realized I didn't look on Store Horsemen, so that's a good it's a good option if you want to spend a little less. If we had like we should have gone with like a money count or something like that. Like you've got,
oh right,
if you
like,
could
like
spend,
we did
that's
with
what
our
we should,
Your
draft.
budget.
Did
that's
we
what
do
we
that
should
with the
do
draft?
next time. We'll
No,
do
we
that
didn't
next
do
time. Like if you got $200, of course
Yeah,
you can go to different places and find
Bring
different
back
prices,
the draft format. By the
Yeah,
way,
exactly.
somebody,
Good idea.
a couple people have been asking about dwarves. I just want to say why I haven't put a dwarf on here, and it's because I would pick the dwarf 2-pack, but that's still like quite a ways out that
The
I
dwarf
didn't want to
2-pack,
put it on the list. But that is absolutely like a set I'm super pumped for. I think it's going
Big
to be one
time.
of the best sets ever in the
Yep.
line. It's
Yeah.
just
Yep.
it's a little too far out for me to get excited for yet.
I would put that on there as well. I would say the same thing. Like I think that's going to be, as much as I like that goblin one, I think the dwarf one is going to be amazing. I think that's going to be an incredible set.
The dwarf one has a lot more new stuff. But I'm a goblin guy, so I'm more excited for the goblins.
All right, Nate, what is
Cool.
your number one here?
My number
we're
one
going
pick.
quickly here.
I know we are. So, yeah, just like Bill, you said a couple things. Quintessential characters: dwarf, yes; elf, yes. I struggled with not having either one of those in my final list, but builder pack I did go with, and this is a figure that really excited me the most when I first started this, and you can still get them for a pretty decent price. It's the original Barbarian builder pack.
Mm-hmm.
I still freaking love that figure. It was one of my favorites when I first started. It's still up there for me. There's a bazillion different options you can do with it. Comes with a ton of parts.
This is him, right? Yeah, this is him.
Yeah. I remember when I first, no, I think that's the
No, this is the builder
newer
pack.
one. That's
Isn't
the
it?
newer one though. That's the builder pack too. That
Is it? No.
pretty sure.
No,
the
this is
original.
this is the
This is
original.
the
Oh, that
original.
is original. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just split
sorry.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
But yes, yeah. I think I reshot this one too.
Yeah, these are recent. These are new. I don't even. I haven't even
I
seen.
think
these
that's
yet.
why it was throwing me off. Yeah, the pictures were like, wait a minute.
No, these aren't new. I think this was, I don't know when these were done. But yeah, I did actually go back. I think I actually went back and edited these just to brighten them up a little bit.
Okay, maybe that's why I was like, that looks
My
like the new
monitor was
pictures. but-
calibrated differently back then.
Yeah, I love this set, and
It's a great set.
I think I bought them off eBay. I paid $150, and I was like, after I hit buy,
Yeah.
I started almost like sick to my stomach. Like, I can't believe I just spent $150 on a 6-inch figure, and when it finally got delivered to me, I'm like, oh, it was worth it. And then of course, I don't know, a month or two later, Big Bad. Remember when they
Right.
screwed up the thing? They're back on Big Bad for like 80. Or
Mhm.
something. So I went and
Yep.
bought, a couple more, but yeah, you can find them for 75 around there
Yeah,
on eBay
they're
right
not
now.
they're not
so,
crazy anymore because you can they're a little bit older. and
They
you can
produced
still
them a
kinda
bunch of
get-
times, so
Yes.
there's a saturation of these out there,
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
lot of them,
and
but
just-
which
it's
is
still
again-
which is awesome.
yeah, it's still a great
classic
figure.
fantasy, a barbarian, tons of popping and swapping you can do with them. So yeah.
Yep.
My number one.
Yeah, I mean, we look at some of these parts and go, yeah, we've seen those. But like, to somebody new,
For
these are all
someone
new
new.
parts. You know what I
Yep.
mean? This is all new stuff. So
Yeah.
it's still a great set. Yeah, for sure.
And
Absolutely.
and to me, it kind of goes back to a comment that Curtis has echoed that I think Emil has said about when he's working on customs is the silhouette of a figure. Like, I think that figure silhouette, depending on like if you put the big antlers on them and the different helmets and just the imposing barbarian physique,
I have a bunch of those up
classic
there.
fantasy.
It's also something that you can pop a custom head onto. You know what I
Tons.
mean? Like
So versatile.
it just There's a lot of. I mean, honestly, you can get away with popping some dwarf heads onto him too. It just looks like a guy that has a big nose or kind of wide features or whatever. It's just
big
I've done
beard.
that with custom dwarf heads, and I think they look good on the barbarian body myself. But
Yeah, agree.
Deacon is Balius underneath the soft goods, so yes, you're getting Balius with extra soft goods for like about $5 more than Balius was sold for. So I think unless they were cheaper back then, were they 65 back in the day when Balius came
Might
out?
have been.
That was Arethyr.
I don't
I don't remember. Good pick though. That's a good the barbarian. Those builder. I mean, it's a builder. Like it's a great thing to open up first and just be able to like make your own figure with. It's
Yeah,
really cool.
that's you get a sense of, again, if you only had to pick one.
Yep.
That's a great sense of what you can do with this whole line. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, Bill.
All right, I'm going back to
number
the
6?
Necronominus wave here
Okay.
on this one, and you had this half on one of yours, and this is Gideon Heaven's Brand.
Yep.
I think that this. So
Sorry,
I saw. I wasn't. I liked it. I was excited for it.
Yeah.
But I was more like, okay, yes, we get to get Gideon. But when I saw it in person at
dude,
Intern for a Day,
I know it
just looks so good. This is like a next level kind of like detail on Legions.
Yeah, I think so
it's
too.
crazy. It's
just
so
even this
damn good.
little thin strap that goes across. You know what I mean? There's so much, man. When I mean, talk about fiddly as a prototype. Oh my god. But I was almost like holding him, and I know it's a prototype, and I do kind of fast forward in my mind as to what it's going to be like as a production figure. But I'm like, have they gone too far with the details on these things? Because it's so detailed, but it's beautiful, man. And now as a production figure, to be able to see it and know that it's solid and you're going to be able to move this around and pose it. Oh,
and
man,
like there's a confidence level in this body because they've been producing the Valiant Knight body, which is pretty much what this is, with a few extra little, like, you know, the gauntlets are different, and you know there's a few things different, but like the main core of it, the torso, the upper arms, the upper legs, like that core of the figure is vetted and it's been around for a while. So I have a lot of confidence that this is going to move really well. It's going to feel really good. It's so incredibly detailed between the cloth with all the little accents along the edges and the shield and everything. It's
I love it. I'm a big fan of the asymmetrical look too, and
I like it too.
Impeccably.
Yep.
And I'm thinking more Tom Skerritt, honestly, than Tom Selleck.
Okay.
Young Tom Skerritt. Yeah, that's good. That's I had a hard time. I think I would have gone with Enoch for mine, and so there you go. There you get. All right, and my final. I'm going back to one of yours, Bill, that you already picked, and I'm making it a double on this one though. So I'm gonna say pick up not only. I'm cheating. I'm pulling a Mal, but pick up the deluxe female elf builder, and picks up the deluxe female orc builder, because these things are everywhere now.
Pair. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the pop and swap ability between the parts on this and the parts on that are unbelievable. And the colors
work well.
Go together. Yeah, the colors work really well together. Yeah, so I mean, this is great as it is. Like, and I was thinking, like, you need some 2.0s. You got to have a female. Orcs are great. This is a great set.
I struggled with not putting one in too.
I prefer the elf. Myself, if I had to get just one, I would go with the female elf as well.
But getting them both elevates both.
Yeah.
It makes it both even better.
Yep, absolutely. It's a great. It's a fun figure, man. There's a lot to do here. Again, some basic parts and stuff, but it's a cool way to add some females to the.
One cool thing about the female orc is it's got those goblet arms, so you can take, like, if you have a like, I took my snag, and I put those arms on my snag to make them goblet arms and give him, like, instead of those black arms. And I have a couple snags, but I did that to one of mine.
It's fun.
Yep. Very versatile, and if you can paint, you can put a lot of detail in this thing. You could change this to bare arms and, like flesh, Caucasian colored or whatever color you want. Yeah, human color. Yeah, it's great. These builder packs, man. People slept on those things, I think. And if you did, I have some for sale. So let me know. No, but you can get them. You can get them pretty cheap.
Trevor.
That's exactly. I'm trying to move some stuff, man. I'm trying to move some stuff. No, you can get them on eBay. Like,
Trevor
really
has
cheap.
the distinct pleasure of being the sales and marketing director of Legion's Lounge.
Of Trevor's toy chest over here. Yeah. So there you go. There's our top 5 must-have picks. I don't think I'll win, but you can let us know who you thought, or you don't have to. We don't have to compete. It's everybody wins, right?
Everyone wins. At
But
the
do let
lounge.
us know what your lists are. Some people have put them in the chat here. If you're watching this later on, put it in the comments and let us know what your top 5 is. Go back and watch Bill's
Tell
original
us
top 5.
our number ones.
Mhm.
Gideon, the
Female elf
female builder
builder.
sets, or Nate, what was your number one? The original
The barbarian
builder
Builder.
set.
Yep.
Of those 3, what is
Yeah.
your favorite in the chat?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they are $75. That's right. I have this down on my list too. That these are $75 on Big Bad Toy Store, and sometimes you do find them for cheaper, especially if they're pre-owned. I mean, if you can get one of those builders for like between 50 and $70, oof, that's a great deal. Okay, yeah, I love Gideon, man. I think
Lots of
Gideon's going to be a
barbarian.
great, yeah.
Barbarian.
Barbarian builder, Gideon, barbarian. Barbarian is very versatile for sure.
Ice troll. Oh yeah, we didn't get any trolls in there.
I wouldn't put a troll on a list like this. They're great, but they're just such a different thing. It's just
Totally.
like,
They're sort of its own category. I mean,
I feel like trolls are almost like, I love them, but they're shelf decor almost. Like they look great on the shelf. They're not. I think I
almost
said
like
this in our
big vinyl figures.
Yeah,
Like they kind of have that feel to them.
Yep. I really said. I mean, I remember saying this in our last show with our Reso Legions, and again, this is not inside knowledge. Nobody said anything. I haven't seen anything, but I could see them doing trolls, if not from the ground up, maybe joint wise from the ground. You know, like just making them a little more versatile, or maybe skipping trolls and going right to giants or something like that. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see more versatile trolls.
Trolls are
with some
dioramas.
That you really can get them in some poses. You know what I mean? It's like they're just a little limited, and I wouldn't. It's not something you'd hand to somebody to try and get them into a line for sure. It would be like, yeah, that's kind of cool, but it doesn't really move. But yeah, Ligia is good. It's good. That's a good, pretty versatile figure too. It's just a little too specific. I don't love combo on that. The black arms and legs. It doesn't look bad actually. Actually having it in hand, it's not so bad. I prefer the armored ones, but I think you get the same thing in a Gideon or something in terms of looks. You know, it's a gold knight that you could swap out some parts. Cool. All right, let's give away this specs, and we're gonna get out of here in an hour and a half. It's been a while since we did that, but that's cool. Drill, baby, drill. Last chance. We got 124 people in here and only 87 entries. This is for Sphexian Minor. Be shipping this out to you. Talk about some great parts, man. These pink wings.
Pink wings are great. The black armor parts are great for popping.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these would make some. I haven't tried it, but I'm sure these are gonna. They're a little insectoid. I mean, but I guess if you shaved off those little ridges and stuff, you could make some nice fairy wings out of those or something. And put those on a pop and swap those.
Yeah,
onto
Bill,
an
I think
elf or something.
I want to say you were the first one. Were you the first one who did the pop with armor parts from that with the red jet?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's badass.
The black armor parts look great.
I ordered extras just to do that.
Yep.
Hey, we still have the starting soon banner up, and when we mean starting soon, we mean editing soon. So that's actually what that means.
There you go.
I almost called that out a bunch
Starting
of times.
the end soon.
That's for oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. Oh shit, who's the guy out live? Are we live yet?
I don't even know.
What is that?
Come on,
Like,
you know,
like
with
a YouTuber or like a SNL or like
he's
what?
always on
don't know.
Purple Gang and oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm
Kent?
blanking on his name.
Is it Kent?
Oh,
Thank
Kent.
you, thank
Oh,
you, Kent.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there you go. That's what we're-
That's letting him
It's
know. we're gonna be starting soon.
9:30. It's 11
Thank you, Kent. Yep.
o'clock. Yeah,
Can't
Kent.
believe
Pool.
I forgot good old Kent. Yeah. It's Monday. My
KP.
brain's already fried for the week, people.
Yeah. Is this live? All right, we got 105 people here. We're going to draw this thing. 131 people watching. Hit that like, please, before you go. We really appreciate that. All right, here we go, kids, for your specs.
I always wonder if Kent is even like a recording. Like when they pop him up on the screen, I'm like, is that a recording?
He wasn't there the other day.
Oh,
Oh,
sure.
Oh,
Great.
the dude who
Talking about
you know what?
popping
That's
and
cool.
swapping.
Like this, Joe's the guy who's always like sending people parts and hooking people up with pieces and parts and stuff. So there you go.
Yeah.
And this
So
is
if you need some
like we
parts,
said, this is a great parts figure.
Perfect. Yeah.
I think he's popped and swapped this, but if he hasn't, maybe
Joe's stuff on Facebook, man.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just like,
me too.
I want
man.
to steal that. I want to steal that.
Oh
I wanna
yeah,
steal that.
absolutely.
It's like amazing
Absolutely.
stuff.
There you go.
Congrats, Joe.
Jade's already
Congrats,
looking
Joe.
for the drill bit. So there you go, Joe. You're already parting this out. You haven't even gotten it yet.
That's awesome.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rob. I know you don't win anything. Nobody sends you anything.
Oh, poor
I
guy.
know.
Well, if it was a Sir Gerard, maybe we'd feel bad for you, but
Dismantled instantly. So rigged. I don't think Joe's ever won anything on this show, so they're totally not rigged. All right, cool. Congratulations, Joe. You know how to get a hold of me. Do you still have these, Bill? Yeah, you still have them, right? All right. So I'll pay to ship it out. Just let me know.
No. Just Joe,
Okay.
just message me your address.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Cool. Anything else going on? Bill, you're going to be live Thursday, right?
Bill, please do
That's
a
right.
Therasis review. Yeah, I mean, a little ways out. I'm gonna do Necronominus reviews first. That's
that's
All-Star
All-Star
6, right? So
Yep.
that'll be soon.
and then
right on
did
the
you
heels.
ask if I'm doing a live this week?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Okay.
This is our week to do it. I think so. I'm not 100. Some of it's going to depend on whether or not this wave arrives for me. If mine ships and gets here, like I may want to do some reviews. So I could see myself potentially skipping this week, but we'll see.
Yeah. I was really hoping that I was asking if stuff was going to be coming in like on Thursday, like to see if they actually had it off the truck on Friday and could ship it out to me for tonight. But
I could see you making a drive up there for that wave.
yeah, we'll see when mine are going to ship, but we'll see. I planned on driving out there, but I don't know if I don't want to be like all over their shit and like, hey, get to
Yours
mine
are
together.
probably on that truck. They're probably on that truck, don't you think?
I have a bunch. I have a couple all ends at least. So they probably are.
Yeah.
So
That's yeah.
I'll have to let them know. But I gotta bring some stuff back to them anyway. So we'll see. Monster Force review. You're not doing Monster Force. Well, you got a couple of Monster Force, right?
I don't have any Monster Force yet.
Oh, really?
I was supposed to send you a Monster Force. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. I will likely
so
pick
cool.
something up. I got to handle one at a toy meetup, and it's nice. I'll probably get a couple at some point.
Yeah.
I could, I mean, with your pop and swap talents, man, I'd love to see you go nuts with those.
Yeah. All right, kids. Nate, you got anything coming up? Any shots or anything?
I posted before
Photos,
the show
I mean,
our
That's
latest
right, you
Myth
did.
and Fantasy toy pick of the
Yeah, that's
figure
a
I
great
just
head.
showed.
Where'd you
It's
get?
so
Whose
cool,
head?
yeah, those-
Whose head was that? Is that a Blaze?
Reynolds Cruz painted that. I'm not sure
Oh, very
who
nice.
sculpted and printed, but that's who I got it from at this past Legions Con, and
Very cool.
I didn't know what I was going to do with it, and I just talking about popping and swapping. I just had some parts and I was putting that together, and it came together with the worked great with the blue, parts, and then I mean it was looking good, and then once I put this toga or whatever you want to call it, but cape on it,
I love it.
To me,
And I love that you put it in more of a,
came
you know,
together.
you're doing those kind of cyberpunk settings and stuff like that with the lights, the more.
Yeah, this one felt a little, I don't know, not quite mythic-y to me. It just felt a little in its own kind of thing. So but the blue and the orange look so good together. So check it out.
Collection
Go to-
Nexus on tonight.
go to Insta.
Which
Well,
time
8,
zone?
that's 8
So-
Pacific. So that would be you guys are on at
11
11,
PM.
right?
They're
you
on
guys
at
are
11.
Yeah,
Actually,
so hour and a half from now.
Yeah, I think next Monday I'm going to be on that.
Oh, cool.
So I'm going to
Nice.
be late night after our D&D session. I'll be
Sweet.
check out
All right,
Jesse's
cool.
show. Yeah, good show.
Yeah, Collection Nexus is a fun show for sure. All right. Anything else that we need to plug for anybody?
Curtis keeps cranking out.
No,
the
we
stuff.
don't need to we don't need to plug Curtis. Curtis is he's
True.
of course it's been great. Like he had Noah on today, Noah Pratt. That was fun. I haven't actually finished it. I watched about 75% of it. It was great though, talking about his dwarf sculpt. really, actually, that was fun to listen to him. He puts a lot of time into the layers. I'm glad I'm not the only one that goes kind of crazy with details and layers and stuff like that. In terms of time, not quality. Like, I'm just not fast.
No, but it shows. The end result totally shows.
Yeah.
Jesse, always fun hanging out with you guys. Great picks. Thank you, Jesse. It's awesome.
People could do that quickly. I can't.
Yeah, but speaking of Noah and Muskika here, he's going to Muskika, and so I believe is Wyatt.
That's right.
And who else from the enablers? Oh, and Eric Miller, I believe, is going to be there. So we got 3 of the 5 enablers coming to Muskika. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Oh, and I was on Saturday Morning Toy Reviews with Mark.
Yeah, it was a good show.
He's had myself, and he's had Jared Toy Bro on, and I think there's one more coming up. I don't think it's released yet, but that was fun.
I did one.
Oh, you're the third.
Oh.
I don't know if I'm the third, but I know that I did an interview, and it'll be up at some point. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
I think he started with 3.
Right. He does
they're
like
pre-recorded.
interviews. Yeah. That was good. Cool.
Yeah, it was fun to talk about stuff that wasn't.
Sweet.
There you go.
That's awesome. Wow, that's a big trip. Cool.
Yeah, that is a big trip. I would like to get out there. I don't know if I'm going to make it, but I'll try. We'll see.
Well, let me know.
I'll be talking to you. I know.
Yeah. Always welcome, you
where I'll be
guys.
staying.
Let me know.
Okay, guys. I think that's it. Thanks everybody for sticking around. Appreciate it. Congratulations to Joe. And again, let us know in the comments. You can go by Jordan's suggestion of your first Mythic Legion if you want to put that down, or you can give us your list of your top 5 legions to start with for any collector who's starting out, must-haves. So, all right, we'll see you in a couple weeks. I'm going to try and line up some interesting guests, and we will have Necronominus. Might do a Necronominus opening show, like a live, sometime during the week if and when they come in this week. So look for that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Subscribe so you know when they're coming. Hit the bell.
Yeah, definitely hit that bell. All right, guys. Have a good night, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Peace.
Bye.
Cheers.